Yeah. Good morning, everyone. So we are continuing our class on introduction money and banking. So put your name, matric number, and department in the chat box. I want to believe all of you can hear me and hear me very clearly. If you can hear me very clearly, please let me know through the chat box. Just put there that you can hear me very clearly. If you're not hearing me very clearly, let me know so that we know whether the network or the issue is from your end or I need to adjust one or two things at my own end here. Is that okay? From what I can see from the chat box, it means you guys can hear me and hear me very clearly. It means you guys can hear me and hear me very clearly. And with that, that means I have your instruction to continue this class. Dr. Ajayi has taught you some courses, and from my own courses, I have taught you other development banks. I have taught you non-bank financial institutions. Other development banks and non-bank financial institutions are the topics that I have covered with you. So I have three more topics to cover: the financial market, theories of interest rates, and inflation. This morning, we are going to start from the financial market. We are going to start from the financial market. If you are hearing me and hearing me very well, what topic do I say we are going to treat today? Can you type it on the chat box? I'm waiting. Correct. The financial market. Correct. Sulaimon Akrele Ferromi, Deborah Moira, Grace. Good. So we're treating the financial market. We need to understand what the financial market is. Then, by the time I explain what the financial market is, we need to know what types of financial markets do we have. Why do we need the financial markets? And I want to be sure that you guys are following me and you are following me with rapt attention. Do I have the class governor of accounting and business admin in class? Shitu, and accounting governor, are you in class?
Yes. Good morning, sir. Accounting governor is in class, but she too was unable to join. He said it's filled up already, so he can't join.
Well, I have the recording for all my classes, so I will share it with you guys. Is that okay?
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
I've told you to always remind me. It's only when you have lectures the next day that's when you remember to tell me all this. Eh? All right. And so far, so good. By virtue of their contribution in class, 10 people have got some marks. Blessing Akamu, Joy Akpeji, Adamu Faith Lucy, Oladipo Olanrewaju, Gladys Chinyere, Abolarin Daniel, Adekunle Sodiq, Nwagwe Jessica, and Rafiu Blessing. All of them that I've mentioned their name have gotten some marks for themselves. So we'll continue. Financial markets is a complex institutional arrangement that facilitates the intermediation of funds in the economy. What does that mean? What do we mean by financial intermediation? In every economy, there are sectors of the economy that are doing very well. There are sectors of the economy that are doing very well, that are not doing very well. Some points, whether individual or company, depending on the kind of business you do. Some do well between January to February, but some, their businesses, the kind of product they sell, will not have the kind of patronage that they expect in the early part of the year, and they might not have enough savings. So they will need some fund to take care of themselves while they don't have enough, pending the time that they will have enough. That is what we call financial intermediation. And let me give you several examples. Sometimes you are a company that deals with a certain kind of product. A farmer, at some point you are planting. It is not yet harvest time. Peradventure, you need 6 months, depending on the kind of product that you plant. Some products in 3 months you can harvest, some 6 months, some will take as much as 10 years for you to harvest. So, at some point, as a business, or as government, or as individual, for instance, now, look at the Nigerian government. The budget for 2025 was just passed this last week of February 2025. In January, in February, doesn't mean that the government did not spend money. They spent money. How do they get that money? Because financial regulation states that you cannot spend money that is not yet approved and that is not yet budgeted for. Because in this financial market, individuals, organizations, and governments are players, and they play different roles. Are you guys following me? If you are following me, let me hear I'm following you in the chat box. Very good. James, Digital Agency, Okori Patience, you are following me, correct. Omojo Shemilogo, you are following me, correct. Jimo Rukayat, you are following me, correct. Asuko Extra, you are following me. Sunday Matthew, Oluwatobi, Adekunle Israel, Emmanuel, Endurance, Chinedu Ekwe, Fagbemi Kazim, correct. So we are together. So I'm happy that you are following, and I'm happy that you are getting the concept of what I'm trying to pass across to you guys this morning. Now, so I've explained to you the need for financial intermediation. At some point, even as an individual, you have surplus money. Surplus money. It doesn't mean that you don't need them. Peradventure, you don't need them yet. Peradventure, what you need is ₦1 million, and you have only 700. And with the 700, you can't do what you want to do. There are two options available to you. You can seek to go to the financial market and get a loan of 300,000 to balance the 700 you want, so that you do what you want to do, and based on your agreement with whichever of the agency or the financial market operator that you talk to, you can get, I'll be paying back the 300 with the agreed interest that you agree with them. Now, you could also say, I don't want to pay interest. I don't want to borrow money. Take my 700,000. When I have my 300,000, I will come and collect my 700,000 naira back. Provided inflation rate has not gone up, I will still be able to buy what I want to buy for my 1 million naira. During that time that you give them the 700,000, they won't just keep the 700,000. I say, the man that brought this 700,000. Anytime you come, we'll just give it to him. They don't do that because they have people pulling funds together with them. Now, let's assume in 1 month, you couldn't get the 300,000. That 700,000, 3 people can have borrowed it. Somebody borrow it for 5 days. They charge him 3% interest. He brings it back. Another person borrow him for 10 days. So within that 1 month, 2, 3, 4 people have borrowed that. And they get interest. So from that, they will not say, for keeping your 700,000 with us for 1 month, you to take 1% or 2%, add your 300,000 to it. Now go and do whatever you want to do. Do you understand the reason for financial intermediation now, everyone? If you understand, say yes on the chat box. Correct. Promise. Sulaimon. Femi Babatunde. Good luck. Favor. Olamilekan. Akerele. Correct. Now, Akerele said he doesn't understand. Okay, I'll make some repetition. I'll make some repetition for that purpose. Now, So in the financial system, we need to mobilize funds from unit of the society. That unit can be individual that are saving, it can be government, it can be companies that has excess fund to those people that needed it that does not have enough yet. It does not mean that they will not have. It does not mean that they have not been having. They will have, but at that time, they don't have. That is the function of the financial market. Then you need to write it down. The financial market in general perform 7 basic functions. And I want to put it on the chalkboard. 7 basic functions of the financial market. And I will explain each of them to you. 7 basic functions of the financial markets. 1, they serve as savings mobilization. Savings mobilization. 2, they serve as storage of wealth. Storage of wealth. 3, they serve to provide liquidity, provision of liquidity. And I'm going to tell you what liquidity means. Provision of liquidity. Number 4, provision of credit. They provide credit. Provision of credit. Number 5, provision of a payment system. Provision of payment system. Number 6, protection against risk. Protection against risk. Protection against risk. And number 7, execution of government monetary policy. Execution of government monetary policy. I have put it on the chat box. Can you all see it? Basic functions, 7 basic functions of the financial system. I've put it on the chat box. If you can see it, correct. Somebody else has, oh great. Today, one day you help me to bring it out. Correct. Correct. And I've typed it out yourself. Correct. Good. Good. Now, let me allow you to do feedback. Are you following the class? You can unmute yourself and talk. I'll mute everyone with time. Are you fine so far?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Correct. Correct.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Correct. All right. So I want to mute all of you so that you can continue our class. Correct. Now, I told you they have to mobilize fund. How do they have to mobilize fund? Let's assume Julius Berger Nigeria Limited. They did so much work last year and they have enough profits. And they are expecting some jobs, but the jobs has not come. And they have as much as 40 billion. Sometimes they have much more than that. Instead of keeping that 40 billion in a savings in their office, they can choose to give it to people who play in the financial market. And let me tell you, there are 2 major types of financial markets: the money market and the capital market. There are 2 major types of financial market. Financial market is divided into 2: the money market and the capital market. The money market provide short-term financial intermediation between 3 months to sometimes 2 years, whereas the capital market provide medium and long-term financial intermediation, sometimes even up to 50 years. When we are treating the capital market, we're going to treat that much. But what I'm treating generally now are the functions of the financial market. financial system generally, the function of the financial market. So they have to mobilize funds because anybody that have excess fund, they have to save it. When they save it, then they give it to people that need money at that time. Before those that need it, those that are saving it, before they will need it, the other people will have used it, return it back with interest, and they can give it back to them. And very soon we'll talk about the players too, because somebody will say, what if the money is not ready when the person that needs it? That is why we have the CBN. That is why we have capitalization, because CBN is the lender of last resort. So we'll also discuss that. Is that okay? Then because they mobilize for saving, they have for storage of wealth. They have to store wealth. They have to store wealth. Because what you save now is a flow of funds. When you have accumulated saving, it's called assets. And that asset is called wealth. And when you have wealth, it's not all the time that we use your money to build house. House is asset. House is wealth. Cars are assets. Car are wealth. Machines are assets. But there are times that you don't need those machines, or the money are not even enough to buy those machines, and you have the money. Instead of you keeping the money to buy to do nothing, you can earn some interest on that money where you make it available to the money market operators, and they help you to fill in the gap in other sectors. Those other sectors can grow, pending the time you will need your money back. Do you understand? Now, and because the financial market, they don't wear out. Thief can come to your house and burgle it. There can be fire incident when you keep money at home. Well, some people still do that, because in reality, within the Nigerian context, you have some people, why do you keep money at home? Some, because the money they have, they could not explain it. So by the time you enter the financial system, some of them are scared that to get the money back will be difficult, because there's some volume of money. In fact, if you know a whole lot of things that happen in this country, sometimes individuals even borrow money to banks. But all these things are not on the books. All these things are not on paper, because individuals are not supposed to do that. They can save money in bank, but they are not supposed to be lenders of such. But that is when we are discussing the practical aspect of it, which I'm going to allow time. So the advantage of the financial assets are they do not wear off. They tend to generate income. And the risk of loss is much compared to when you hold physical assets. You can buy a house today and there's fire incident. But there's enough insurance on every money you drop in your bank. There's Nigerian Deposit Insurance Company. All they do is to insure all the customer deposits in various Nigerian banks. You still read about them in this course. Apart from storage of wealth, they help to provide liquidity. What is liquidity? What is liquidity? Now it's time to give marks. It's time to give marks. So who wants to answer the question? What is liquidity? Raise up your hand if you want to answer the question, liquidity. What do you understand by liquidity? No one? Good. Success Dairo has raised up her hand. Let me go to my test score. Success Dairo want to be the first. So Success Dairo, unmute yourself.
Okay.
And explain what liquidity is.
Okay, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Success. Your matric number is 23100.
Yes, sir. 1044.
Continue.
231001044.
1044. Oh, yeah, explain what liquidity means.
Liquidity means the ability to meet up with obligations, either short-term obligations or long-term obligations at the required time. So yeah, we see business that borrow debts, long-term debt like bonds, their ability to pay up back, pay up the interest, and also the principal amount at the set time as supposed to do. We call those business, and we call them how will I say, they are financially stable to be able to pay up their debts. So liquidity means the ability to meet up obligations, mostly short-term obligations.
Correct. What you have said now, you have redefined your early definition. I won't give you an 8, but I'll give you a 10. That's a very good one. All right. Adekunle Sodiq.
Hello, sir. Good morning,
Yeah.
sir. Liquidity is how easily an asset can be converted into cash without affecting its original price. How we can convert assets into cash such that the original price of that asset will not reduce. That is liquidity.
Can you make more explanation on that?
You said
Can you give us more explanation on that?
more explanation.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. You are not able to explain in layman language. You have 10 marks, also I've given you 5. I've given you 5. No. I need to call somebody else. Uncle, let me call Sunday Matthew. Sunday Matthew doesn't have any score yet. Sunday Matthew, unmute yourself. Sunday Matthew, are you there?
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Sunday.
Yes, sir. Liquidity, to me, is referred to investment in a private company or fund.
Sunday Matthew, what's your matric number?
Matric number.
Yes.
Okay, sir. I'm coming, sir. The next one, 231001141.
I will just give you 2. Your explanation was not. Let me explain and we go. Others, I will call you with time. There will be another question I'm going to ask. Okay, before I ask another question, let everybody put down their head. Then when I ask the next question, if you have the answer, then you raise up. Everybody should put their hands down. So if I ask the next question, if you have the answer, then you raise up. And my next question is, what is the relationship between liquidity and cash flow? What is the relationship between liquidity and cash flow? Relationship between liquidity and cash flow. Good. Now, some people are raising up their hand. Neji Promise. You have not answered any question before. Lower your hand and talk. Neji Promise.
Good morning,
Neji
sir.
Promise. Morning Promise.
Okay. The relationship between liquidity and cash flow is that liquidity, when converted, it turns into cash. Then why cash flow is the physical funds or money that is being in the bank or raw cash at hand. Why liquidity is an asset that
Where
can
are you reading from? Where are you reading from?
I'm not reading from anywhere, sir.
Go ahead. I believe you.
Why liquidity is an asset that can be easily converted to cash, like building, motor cars, as you explained earlier, stocks, and etc.
Give me your matric number.
211.
Okay.
00.
Yeah.
11.
Yeah.
32.
32.
Yes, sir.
I'll give you a pass mark. Let me quickly explain that because there are some other things I need to explain. Now, one of the functions of the financial market is that they provide liquidity, provision of liquidity. What are they supposed to be? I have money, but I just hold the ones I needed and the ones I can quickly have access to in form of cash. And that is the one you put in savings account or current account. And that's why when you have current account, that one is not money market. That one is what you need immediately. But you have moved some to savings. You have moved some to buy a certificate of deposits. You have given some to some other operators to hold for you for 3 months, for 6 months. And when they're holding it for you, you can quickly convert it. There are several banks in Nigeria now that they have a whole lot of accounts. It's not saving, it's not current, but the account that's okay, use this and be doing investment for me. But within 48 hours, if I need it, you will give me back. And let me give you an example of those who participate in the money market. We have deposit money banks, that is all your commercial banks, insurance company, individuals like you and I, finance company. All of us are we all participate in the money market. Are you with me? So I told you it provides short-term funds which the owner are willing to invest. Now, apart from provision of liquidity, provision of credit, I've explained that to you. Provision of credit, short-term credit. For instance, now I need the money for 1 month, for 2 months. I can go to any of the operators of the money market, either a money deposit bank or so. I can go there and say, okay, I need money. 1 month, they will give me. But they say you're collecting 5,000. When you're coming back, you bring 5,500 and 100 naira administrative fee. That's 5,600. Are you fine? I say, I'm fine. We start the document. What are you using to stand as surety? I'm using this, and I take the money. So they provide credit. Then they provide payment facility. You know that we have different payment facility. For instance, now, credit card could also be seen as a way of short-term financial provision. Because debit card is the money you have that you are drawing. But credit card, you don't have that money. But for you to take care of immediate financial need, you can collect up to a certain amount, depending on who you are and the volume of cash that you've been trading with, that you've been saving and withdrawing over time, depending on your history with the bank. So they could provide payment facility. Another one, they protect against risk. They protect against risk because some people, they have so much enough that they don't have the capacity to develop a system to keep them and invest them. They want to stay in their area of core competence. They want to do what they know how to do. So in that, they can give such excess wealth, excess money to any of the financial market operator to keep for them. And because your money with any of the financial market operator has much more protection against risk, has much more security from other unnecessary risk exposure. So keeping your money with them helps. So it protects against risk. And the last one, it's a way through which government effects its policy, because government through the central bank sees everything that happens in the money market. They know all the money in the flow. And that is why sometimes when you are depositing money in your bank, they will tell you that your bank has the right to report to regulators if you are a business, if you are depositing much more than a certain amount or collecting much more than a certain amount. If you are individual, if you are collecting much more than a certain amount or depositing more than a certain amount, they have the obligatory right to report that this transaction occur. It's to prevent issues like money laundering, to quickly detect early theft, to ensure that people who has money are the one that is having the money, because I told you money is value. Anyone who has nothing is bringing to the table has no right to have any value around him, except he can convert those value into cash that we can see. Do you understand so far my explanation on the functions of the financial market? Now, I told you the financial market is subdivided into two, the money market and the capital market. Now, I will allow questions or further explanation. If there is none, I will go to discuss the money market. Then if you can take the capital market today, fine. If you cannot take the capital market today, we will take the capital market by our next class. Okay? So let me ask, do you have any question? I want only those that have questions to raise up their hand, or you want to contribute. Questions or contribution, those are people that want to raise up their hand. Okay. Okay, so let me see. Who is Who is Ogumaki? Ogumaki, please go ahead if you have a question or contribution.
Good morning, sir. So my contribution is about the
Ogumaki what?
Ogumakewa Adeola Elizabeth.
Adeola. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Adeola. Is Ogumaki still in class? All right. Let's take Oluwole Tayo. Oluwole Tayo.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me? I'm here.
Okay, Ogumaki, go ahead.
Yeah, I said so. The addition I'm giving is for the liquidity and the cash flow that you asked, Stella. So for cash flow is like how money get out and how money move into an account, just like an individual person that we have. You know, sometimes the way we move out money out of our account and how money gets into. So liquidity and cash flow are somehow related. So liquidity, that's how you can quickly convert assets into cash. But why cash flow is how money like inflow of money and outflow of money in account, you know, for business or for personal use. So they are somehow related. That's my addition, sir.
Okay, thank you. I'm giving you 5 marks for that. Your matric number is 21002428.
Yes, sir.
All right, that's fine.
Thank you, sir.
So, okay. Who is Richie's Umo Sunday? Go ahead with your question or contribution.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Thank you so far for the lecture. Mine is a question. I think I missed out one of the points of the functions of the financial market. I have they provide credits, either short or long term. I have the provide payment facility. I have they protect against risks. I have it serves as a way through which governments invent their policy. Are they 4 or 5, sir?
7.
Do you have access to the chat box? We have all the 7 of them on the chat box.
Oh,
7.
okay, sir. Yes,
Just go to the chat box. You have all the 7 of them. But I typed it and somebody else assisted to also type it. So you have it in 2 places. They are listed on the chat box.
Okay, so I also want to ask about the assets, getting money from the financial market.
Check the chat box. Somebody just reforwarded it. Adekunle Israel just reforwarded it again, please.
Okay, thank you.
Have you seen it first?
I've seen it, but I also wanted to ask something, sir.
Have you seen the 7 of them and you have seen the one you are missing first?
Okay, I've seen it, sir. They provide wealth. I've seen it.
They don't provide wealth. They help for storage of wealth.
Storage of wealth.
Mobilization, provision of liquidity, provision of credit, provision of payment system, protection against risk, execution of government monetary policy. So
I've seen it, sir. I've seen it, sir. Thank you.
Go ahead. You said you have a question.
Yes, sir. I wanted to ask concerning the liquidity, the assets, borrowing money from the financial market. Can I take my assets to the financial market, into a financial institution in exchange of money?
Money is asset on its own.
Yes.
But it's an easily convertible asset. So your question now is, you have a car, you want money, have you?
Yes, I have a car and I want money equivalent to the
There
price.
are different individuals. There are different individuals and businesses that is what they do.
Okay.
In fact, there was a time at some point, is it car 45? Now they will take your car and exchange it with another car, whether you add money or not. Sometimes they will take your car and pay you within 24, 48 hours. Do you get? refurbish it, clean it up, and set another price. So we have a lot of individuals who play in that ecosystem, but they are not being properly regulated yet. Do you get?
Yes, sir.
Because there are instruments. I mean, there are instruments of money market, treasury bill. I'm reading them out. Instrument of money market. Okay, let me type them. Let me type. So if it is not any of these, it is not being properly regulated. So let me quickly type this so that you can see it. Instrument of money market in Nigeria. I'm typing them already. Instrument of money market. Are these the instruments that are recognized that you can use in the money market operator? The most common that all of you know is bank deposits. Nigeria don't have credit card yet. Other country has credit card, and it's also an instrument of money market, bank deposit. Apart from bank deposit, you have treasury bill. Apart from treasury bill, you have treasury certificate. Treasury certificate. Then call fund, call money fund scheme. You have produce bills finance scheme. Produce bill finance scheme. Finance scheme.
So we are not seeing it.
I'll type, I don't want you to say it. We have certificate of deposit. Certificate of deposit. Then we have bankers unit fund. Bankers unit fund. Now, have you seen it on the chat box now?
Yes, sir.
Good. Instrument of money market in Nigeria. Instrument of money market in Nigeria. Now, we've talked about, okay, we have treasury bills, treasury certificates. We also have commercial papers. We also have commercial paper, certificate of deposit, bankers acceptance. That's what we call bankers unit form. That's what we call bankers acceptance. A certificate of deposit that is already there. Commercial papers. You can add commercial papers too to make it. Now, let me explain some of these things. Then I also expect you on your own as students to go through and read more from them. And I also told you about the operators in the money market. Let me quickly put that one down too, so that you also note that one on your chat box. I told you we have discount houses, governments, individual institutions like us, money market operators. 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 You have individuals. You have individuals. Organizations. Organizations. We have the discount houses. Discount houses. Then we have government. Either federal or state. Local government is supposed to be there, but local government is not yet viable in Nigeria. It's the present administration that is trying to make local government to be viable. So it's only the federal government and the state government that are viable now in the money market window. Commercial banks and merchant banks are operators. Some specialized bank too. Are operators. Other savings institutions. Are operators. Then we have the Central Bank of Nigeria also. As both an operator and a regulator. Can you see it? I've typed it. Can you see it on the chat box? Oh, I want to send it to all of you. Okay, Lekon, have you ever put it in the general for everybody? I think I mistakenly sent it to only one person. So let me copy it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let me copy it and send it to everybody. Can you see it now? Everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We
Money
can see
market.
it. Yes, sir.
Great. 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 All right. So let me allow for questions. Do we have anyone with questions? Anyone with questions?
Yes, sir.
If you have question, okay, I'm coming. Who is Otuyelu Jumobi? Unmute yourself.
Good morning, sir.
Sorry, Jumobi, hold on. Is Riches Umar still in class? Is Riches Umar still in class? Riches Umar Sunday, she's still in class?
Yes, sir.
And your matric number is what?
21102833. 21102833.
Okay, so I don't want your 5 marks to elude you.
Thank you, sir.
All right, Oluyole Jumobi, over to you.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Yes, sir. Sir, you've been talking about the financial institution. I wanted to ask, what's the role of IMF in all we have been talking about, International Monetary Fund?
Now, at this point, we don't need international monetary. We are not talking about them yet. Because at this point, we are one of the things at the advanced level that having a strong financial market does it reduces the volume of cash that you throw in the other economy. When there are, instead of us to have the cash flow in Nigeria, you throw it to other economy, and they will now be borrowing us as hard currency, and there is cost of transfer of fund. You have cost of transfer when you are sending, you have cost of transfer when you are collecting. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So the essence of this is to keep excess wealth within the system so that it's available to be used by other sectors of the system that need cash at that time from the sectors that have excess cash.
Okay, sir.
Otuelu, do you get that?
Yes, sir.
So we don't need IMF at this place. Only when you are talking about you want to do capital projects and the fund in the system is not enough, and you need some long-term fund. That's why you're talking about other international trading and loaning system, and you're looking at what you have to give in return and a whole lot of factors like that. When you're talking about international finance, you discuss about that. Is that okay?
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
All right. So Otuyelu, what's your? I will give you 2 marks for contributing, at least for asking a question. What's your matric number?
21002070.
2070.
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay. Sadiq. The Sadiq and Dairo, you have talked, so that's why I'm not calling you. Sadiq, you have gotten 15 already. That's why I'm not calling you, Sadiq. But if you are ready to do it for free, I will call you. Patience, go ahead. Unmute yourself, Patience.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning, Patience.
Yeah, thank you for the beautiful lecture so far.
Thank you.
Yeah, actually, I just want to contribute or make a contribution as regards the liquidity and the cash flow. Okay, like has been the other people have said so far, the cash flow is the movement of money in and out of a company. So I just want to give a scenario that happens in real life. If, for instance, you are in a business and you want to get money from the bank will require your cash flow. It's from this cash flow that the bank would decide whether this venture, this business that you want to go into will be able to, the loan you are requesting for will be able to take care of it. Okay, because when you take a loan, you will pay back at the end of the day. So the bank will want to know, if we give you this money, will you be able to pay back? So the bank will require you to show us your cash flow.
Hold on, Patience. The two of us are conversing. Yes, there are some loan you request from the bank that they will need cash flow.
Yes,
there are some loans from the bank that they will need to know where your asset is. Now, if you are asking for some loan to fund your business and you want to be making paying your capital and interest probably at a periodic time, probably every week, probably every 2 weeks, probably every month, your cash flow becomes a very strong statement here. And that's why we have cash flow analysis, because cash flow shows how money goes out, how it comes in, how much you're able to retain, how much profit you have on them. I get what I'm trying to say. So if you want to get a loan for operational reasons, your cash flow are needed. But if you want to get a loan for capital project, your cash flow will be needed, but other documents also will be needed to know the worth of the company, because your cash flow does not show your worth. Your cash flow does not show your assets. Your cash flow does not show your investment. It's just show how you operate, the prudence of your operation, how money coming and out, and how much margin you are able to make at every time that money go in and out. Do you get?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's perfect. That's great. Yeah. And the liquidity, the ability to convert your current assets.
So yes, they will now look at what are the short-term investment that you have, that if you're about to be broke today, what are the things you can do that in the next 48 hours there's money back in your account that you can spend?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So that's what the liquidity is all about. So it's just my little contribution.
Yeah, Patience, what?
My matric number is 211001241.
1241. Your Patience, what's your surname?
Nwoke Modo Ihe Jirika.
Please spell it.
NWO KE MO
Mm-hmm.
DO
Mm-hmm.
hyphen IHEJIRIKA.
All right, somebody need to go to school to be able to pronounce this, but I've given you 5 marks.
Thank you.
Okay, modo here, Jerika.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very well, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Please, Olalekan. I want to ask you. Yes, sir.
Are you the Olalekan that came the other time that you went away that we're not hearing you again?
Yeah, the networks. I don't know what really happened. It pained me so much. You know. Thank you very much.
I have it, but I just wrote Olalekan because I didn't get the other information. Now that I have it, so let me take your matric number.
Okay.
What's the matric number, please?
211.
Yes.
00.
Yes.
1397.
All right, go ahead. What you want to say?
It's a funny question, but it has something that we can learn. With this knowledge of lecturers and everything, why is this Nigeria still passing through economic problem?
The truth is,
with all the knowledge.
That's it. There are other factors outside all that we are discussing. There's what we call external factors. There are political influence, there is legal influence, there is culture influence, and there is this culture influence. You know, people that know something are the ones that can deal with a system most, whether positively or negatively.
Yes, sir.
Your cleaner in the office.
Yes, sir.
Your cleaner in the office cannot steal 100 million, except he already has PhD and you employ him as cleaning. You don't know that he's a spy or he's a big thief. But if he's a cleaner with school cert, he can hardly have the sense of going to steal 100 million, even if he was in the treasury.
Yes, yes.
But your GM that have a better understanding can save 500 million and he might not even know. So it also boils down to our intention, our heart, who we are. And that will determine what we'll do with the knowledge in our head.
Okay.
Do you get?
I got it right. I got it right. So that means
a gun in the hand of a soldier whose heart is pure is to protect the people. A gun in the heart of a soldier whose heart is dark and evil is to kill, is to maim, is to destroy. The two of them have God, the two of them have university, the two of them are trained as soldiers, but their hearts determine what they do.
Okay. So it's not more of knowledge, it's more of character.
It's more of character. That is why when we are talking about competence, people talk about competence, but much more than competence, they also talk about character, which is very important. They also talk about character. Lawal, officer, let me take you.
Thank you, sir.
All right. So I'll give you your 10 mark, please, Olalekan.
Thank you very much, sir.
Lawal, officer, are you there? All right. If Lawal is not there, let's take Uchenna Ude.
Sir, I'm here.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Good. Hold on, let's take Lawal first. Lawal, officer, oh yeah, go ahead.
No, sir, I just want to go to what that main guy said, the first guy before me.
Okay.
Me, I say is mismanagement of fund that era that we are. So are you hearing me, sir?
I can hear you say it's mismanagement of funds.
Yes.
Why did you say that?
Yes, because I'm in an office because I
the environment you had, officer, is noisy. Your environment is noisy. Uchenna Ude, please go ahead.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
I still want to make a contribution regarding the question asked earlier, which many have also responded to. that has to do with the relationship between cash flow and liquidity. From all that we have discussed so far, sir, I can say that liquidity and cash flow needs to be properly managed. If it is not managed effectively, there could be a problem. Because like we learned from this lecture now, that cash flow has to do with how money comes and goes out of a business or a company. Then I can say if a company has a positive cash flow, that is, there are more money in the company, then the business will have money to pay its debtors, its suppliers. But when it has a negative cash flow, there will be no money. And that may warrant them going to borrow or maybe even sell their assets, which will bring about liquidity crisis. So I felt, I'm thinking that when the cash flow is negative, it can affect the liquidity. It can bring liquidity crisis because the companies will go borrowing, will sell its liquidity to pay off its debt. So cash flow and liquidity needs a proper or an effective management. So the two is very, very crucial and works hand in hand.
When you say the two,
yes,
it's no more singular.
The two, I'm sorry, sir. The two are very crucial for a business, sir. That's my contribution, sir.
Okay. Uchenna, what's your matric number?
211.
Yeah.
00.
Yeah.
2010.
2010.
Yes, sir.
So you are in business admin?
Yes, sir. Business admin, sir.
All right. Okay. All right. I think we've had enough. So the only thing we have not discussed is the capital market. So we're going to continue the capital market next week. We'll discuss the capital market. The capital market also have the primary and secondary part of the market. The same thing, money market. So we'll discuss about the Nigerian Stock Exchange, issuing houses, function of an issuing houses. We'll talk about registrars of stock exchange, the role of the registrar, first tier market, second tier market. We're going to look at all that. At what are the requirements of the Nigerian Stock Exchange, Security and Exchange Commission, all that we are going to look at. Also look at Central Security Clearing System. So we're going to look at that at the next class. But I want to believe that you guys understood all that we discussed in today's class and you are fine with it. So do you understand what we discussed in today's class, everyone?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Good.
Please, sir.
Yes, sir.
Please, sir, can I ask one more question, sir?
Yes, sir, but I have one more question, sir.
But wait, governor, when are you having your next class?
Okay, sir. The next class for money and banking is in next 2 weeks, sir.
I know. The next class after this lecture, we have spent 1 hour in this class already.
That's 3 o'clock, sir.
Evan, it's a few minutes from now, sir.
Not my own class. I want to know when I need to exit this class.
The current lecturer for the next lecture is not available right now, sir.
But I need to be available for other class. I have another class. So let me take just one question.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, sir. Akinwande, sir.
Can you take mine?
Sir.
Akinwande, sir. Today is my first time in your class, sir.
Please, sir.
Yeah, Akinwande, why is it? You are a new student.
Yes, I'm a new student, sir. This is my first time.
You're a new student and you're even paid school fees. Your matric number is 2080.
And I enjoyed the class very much.
Okay. Oh, yeah, go ahead with your question.
Okay, sir, because of our time. Okay, sir, I'll just try to look at it over the years. We've seen people getting money to support their businesses from cooperative society. So what is the place of cooperative society in financial market or money market operation?
I think we discussed non-banking financial institutions.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They are non-banking.
Before I joined the class, okay, maybe previous classes.
It's a way for people to keep funds. It's still their money.
Okay, sir.
You get?
Yes, sir.
And they just decide who's fund. It's one of those old ways of saving, which is still encouraged. In fact, in Lagos State today, there is Ministry of Cooperative, because it has been seen as a way of ensuring people that know themselves, that trusted themselves, can come, put themselves together and have a small financial system. But even at that, it's being regulated. You don't have a cooperative society if you don't register with Lagos State, and your AGM, they have to be there. Some of your meeting, they will have a representative, and you are supposed to use the registered commercial bank to keep your money. The signatory is only one person, so they are regulator. There is a way it's also regulated to ensure it serves as a way where which community, the non-bank, usually get access to fund and save whatever they have. I think we have discussed that when we have the class on non-bank financial institutions.
All right, sir. All right, I think I will appreciate.
You've got an HND before, because that's why you can only join at 300 level.
Sir?
You have an HND before.
Yes, sir. Yes, exactly, sir. Yes.
Because that is why that's why you admitted at 300 level, because you have an HND before.
Exactly, sir. Exactly, sir.
I've given you your own 5 marks, and it's very commendable that you have paid school fees. Just came in, which means more than 8 people have paid school fees in a business admin.
It is well, sir. God will provide for everyone, sir.
All right.
Thank you very much, sir. Your class is very, very interesting and interactive, sir.
Thank you. All right.
Thank you so much.
Don't worry. If you have any question, keep it by next class. Come on time.
All right. And the video for the previous classes, sir. The video for the previous classes, sir. Please.
Yes, I will work on them now so that I can even send 1 or 2 to your class rep. I want to trim some of them so that we can send it and you guys can have it. At least if you don't come to class, when you listen to the video, you still get as much as what those who came to class got.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you very much, sir. Have a wonderful weekend, sir.
All right. Thank you. God be with you.
Right.
Thank you.
Bye, colleagues.
All right.
Thank you.